else are we looking for? Alright, so right now we're fishing not where I ideally want to fish right now in the springtime, but we've been fighting some pretty adverse conditions over the last couple weeks. Lots of rain, lots of east winds, lots of west winds, and the lake's just totally filthy. So we're pushing way back at some man-made canals, using my favorite dirty water bait, tiger bait, although this water is gin clear, and they got some trout and reds mixed in here. We're just having a good time. You're not gonna load the boat when you do this, but you're gonna avoid dirty river water, dirty wind-blown water. You're gonna find you some clean water, and you're gonna find you a few fish. You can see this point right here. That's where that red came from. I'm throwing well off the point where it drops off. And these deep canals, they got 30-40 foot in the middle, but your main focal point should be anywhere between 4 and 15 foot. You want to be fishing those drop-offs. What we got this time? What we got this time? Look at old speckled belly. Old speckled belly. He was up shallow on that flat. I feel this fish grunting. Spawning season's begun. A little male. We'll put him on the tape. I don't think he's gonna make it. He's a little small. About a 12-incher. Throwing up shallow, so right up on there, about 3 foot, a little flat. And as I work it off of there, the boat's sitting at about 20. So it's a heck of a drop off right here. And that's the kind of stuff that these fish are gonna, the little bit of ganging up that they'll do is on your points and contours, peninsulas. That way you can spot lock it, jig it a little bit. If not, it's good to troll back here and just cover a lot of water. As these fish can be anywhere in these deep canals. Got it. Keeper trout this time. Oh, missed him. That was about a 15-inch trout. Working it right off that point. Right off the point there. Nice trout. Get on that. Now this one was back in the dead end. You've seen us fish back here before in some of our older DockSide TVs. I come back here in the summer, that good grass will grow right up on the bank, and we catch a lot of little bass, a lot of fun, bring the kids and stuff. And this is one of them dead ends, but instead of throwing it dead on the bank with a fluke that I usually bass fish with, just got a jig head with the tiger bait, and I'm working it right off them drop-offs. Catch some pretty nice fish back here. Another species to the list here. The old green trout. Like I said before, we catch a lot of these in the summer. I mean, I come back here and catch 20, 30, 40 bass in the summer, but we're fishing more of like a winter style pattern, although we're in the spring, because we've been getting late cold fronts, dirty water, very low water. So we're just jigging this matrix off these drop-offs, and your bass are going to be real tight to the bank. Your reds will be a little close to the bank, and your trout could be way off the bank. They could be almost underneath the boat. So It's good to throw a jig and work all 3 water columns. That way you can catch a little bit of everything. Might even get some big flounder back here. This is pretty much your technique right here. The boat's right now sitting anywhere between 12 to 20, just depending how far you are from the bank. And right up tight to the bank, they got a little bit of grass. Depending on the year, can dictate how much grass they have. So as soon as it hits the water, I'm already jigging. And then as I come off the bank, then I'm gonna pause between jigs more often as it's coming down that canyon. And we've gone over this in multiple DockSide TVs, fishing all over different areas, man-made canals, major bayous. This is a wintertime style approach. Now, fishing back here is not where I really want to be. This isn't the ideal place to be for the spring. And typically, if I have optimal conditions, I'd be looking for a home run, bouncing around in a lake, Lake Catherine, Lake Bourne, out in the open water, where you have the possibility to run into 30, 40, 50 trout or something like that. But we have far from optimal conditions. We have total filth water in Pontchartrain. I mean, as bad as it gets. The water's super low, so I can't go up in duck ponds. The only place you're gonna find clean water on a day like today is way back in these protected man-made canals. So instead of looking for a home run, we're just gonna look for a few bites, which we found, and we're gonna stay on it, and we're just gonna grind it. And there's 2 different types of days and situations that we fish out here. We're either looking for the home run or we're just trying to hit singles. And today we're just trying to hit singles. And when you have a day where you know it's gonna be tough, or you heard the fish has been tough, you get on a little bite, just keep working on it. Don't move, don't go run far, don't change it up trying to hit a miracle, because sometimes it's just not gonna happen. And the situation, the estuary is just flipped upside down out there. So we're getting some bites way back here. There's some grass that I'm talking about. You always want to be on a little bit of grass. And we're just going to stay back here and grind it out, shoot a little DockSide TV, show you guys something to do when you have really bad conditions or you got to fish right after a springtime cold front. Gonna be? What's it gonna be? I think this is a big bass. Nice bass, yeah. What's it gonna be? A big old bucket mouth. Big old bucket mouth. Boy, did he thump it. Oh, look how much he choked that down. That's the beauty about a matrix shad on a jig head, y'all. That's a 5/16 or 3/8. Either one would be great back here. All species love it. I've caught so many different species on this across several different countries I've brought this to. Caught snook on it, some fish I've never even seen before, and back here bass, trout, reds already, and I missed the flounder earlier, so old bucket mouth. All right, right here I'm approaching a rounded peninsula. When we first started catching some, it was more of a tight 90-degree point. This is a big rounded peninsula. So you gotta work it thoroughly, but this is the kind of stuff that they can kind of get concentrated on a little bit here. Let's see if we can pull off another couple fish off of this. Nice little trout. All right, what I did, whoa, he just slung my lure off. Gonna have to get a new tiger bait. What I did right there was, we worked that rounded point, nothing. And I got a few bites earlier today on it, so I just threw all my line out, got in about 12 foot of water, put the trolling motor on 1.7, and I just started dragging it, and bam. That's a very effective thing. Just troll these contours, troll right at the drop off, that 10 to 14 foot, drag it right there, and your bait's in the strike zone the whole time. Just cast all your line off, drag it behind the boat. We got a gazillion episodes of trolling back in these man-made canals, and that yielded us another fish just now. All right, let's mix it up. We'll change it up to another color. We got the pink Cosmo 3X shad here. This water is so gin clear back here, it's probably not that important. The reason I had that tiger bait on, as you saw some of our last episodes, we've been fighting some filth water on the outside, so that's a good dirty water bait, but this water is gin clear. And I'll show you, if you get a troll, this is how we do it here. Get that boat to about 12 foot, about where your bites are coming from off the bank, and I'm gonna just zing it out there. Let all my line off. This is a little 70 bait caster, so I know when I got all my line off the reel, that's the right distance out. If you got a big bait caster with a bigger spool, you're not gonna have to let the whole spool off. But if you got a small one like this, it's pretty much the whole spool. It's about 2 full cast distances as far as you can throw. So 1 plus let it run out about another one. So 2 full cast distances. And then you just put that trolling motor on a nice, easy breezy speed. 1.5 to 2.2, somewhere in there. Just pay attention to where your first bite comes from and stay doing that. And let's see if we can pick up another one. We're approaching that 90-degree point up here where we had multiple bites. So as I get closer to that, I'll go ahead and stop the troll, and we'll jig it and really focus on that point. I don't want to run that point clean over. I'd rather, when I know there's fish in a specific zone, I'd rather just make a lot of fan cast right around it. The problem with trolling is you're almost certainly eliminating yourself from the bass, catching the bass bites as they're shallow. And I catch a few redfish trolling, but they really like it jigging better. But trout love when the bait's suspended a little bit, moving fast like this, trolling. Very effective to locate trout. Plus, these bites it's not like we're killing them. So I'm not making a gazillion casts as I go from spot A to spot B. And I could just drag it, and you could bump into 2 or 3 fish. Instead of just motoring to the next spot, you just troll to it, and you can, you might bump into another fish. Now here we are, approaching this little 90-degree point again. We milked it pretty good earlier. Might not get a bite, but let me reel this in, and let's milk this point one more time, as it had a little mess of fish on it earlier. Let's see what we can do with it. There we go. Knocked the fire out of that one. Just jigging this grass edge. Starting to see some real nice grass coming off the shoreline there. Here we are again at another little rounded point. The rounded points are the ticket. Got that one on the pink Cosmo. There's a redfish. There's a red dog. Specs, reds, and trout. Specs, reds, and bass. I'm sorry. Green trout. This one's got some shoulders, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, Nala girl, this is bigger than you. Nala girl, this is bigger than you. Yeah, Nala. Yeah, Nala. Where you at, Simba? You ready? This is way bigger than you, bud. Way bigger than you. Oh yeah, beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. It's like the one we started the morning on. Purdy, purdy. I'm using that Matrix Fluoro 15 pound. This water's good and clean in here. You definitely want that. And we are making chicken salad today out of you know what. You go out in that lake, it's an ugly, ugly sight. And it's beautiful back here. Gotta make a lot of casts. Gotta do some trolling. Come here, Betsy. Come here, baby. There she is. Yeah, buddy. Whenever I know conditions are tough, if I could stay close to home, don't spend a lot of gas, I'd much rather make a lot of casts and grind, get some nice fish like this, than make long boat rides to go find clean water. I mean, we could take a long ride and maybe limit out on something, but I'd rather stay close to home, bounce some matrix, catch some nice trout, some nice reds, not burn any gas, and we'll wait for that lake to get right. Pretty speckled belly. And a pretty speckled belly. What you think, Sybil? Want to close it out on that one? Go ahead and close it out on that one there. Did a little bit of trolling, focused on some points, focused on some peninsulas, focused on the grass line, caught some bass, caught some beautiful redfish, a little bit of everything out here, and stayed away from dirty Lake Pontchartrain water. We were using a tiger bait matrix, and ended the day with the 3X and the pink Cosmo. Make sure to subscribe to the monthly bait box. We'll be giving some of these products out in that box to help us catch these fish. And look for the springtime to really kick off as soon as these winds relax and that lake clears up. Make sure to subscribe to all our YouTube channels that we have plenty of episodes hiding from dirty water back in these canals using products from MatrixShad.com. Until next time, guys, good fishing.